I have been up since 4 a.m., it's now 9 a.m. I have forced some toast down my throat even though I'm not hungry. I haven't eaten in a few days, it's not odd for me, but we have a lot to do today and I need the energy. I looked at all the stuff we had to move. It was a mountain. We decided to move Sky and Tara first. I would carry Sky and Tara would follow, carrying a few lighter items, and wait inside the door to help move supplies in. I will then return to the house. Toby and John will then load the supplies into the car. I have the fun job. I walked over to Sky after a few chats. I found out she was 8 years old. She asked me how old I was. I told her 24. She told me I look a lot younger. I laughed and thanked her. She has packed up a small bag with a few things in it. She has laid claim to my old teddy bear that I was born with. I don't mind, it's been a good few years since had a hug. He was now in her Cinderella backpack with his head poking out the top. Tara has grabbed a few lighter items and I have my satchel with the things I need for my part. Toby arrived at the back door and we were all set. We moved what we could to the back garden. We stopped to wish each other luck and the three of us headed to the front door. One last check of the road and we headed out the front door. Sky jumped on my back and we headed out. No piggyback for me? Tara asked, like I could shift your fat ass. I said we moved up the street, giving the couple of creatures that were there a wide berth. We trotted up the road, Tara sticking close to me. We crossed the road and the flat was already in sight. The flats are located in a former church that was converted into 15 small flats. It was a nice building but a lot of low-level windows, so destroying the staircase would be essential. As we turned off, a few monsters further down the road took notice. I could hear Sky start to sob. Tara went pale. It's okay, I said, they're slow. I can outrun them even carrying you. We got to the flats and were instantly buzzed through by the girls. I put Sky down. Okay, I said, kneeling next to her. I want you to go all the way to the top of the stairs. There you'll go, Anna. Meet Lara and Jenna. They will look after you, but they will need to come down and help Tara, John, and Toby with supplies moving. All I want you to do is help move the stuff, she said brightly. No, I said firmly, you are gonna stay upstairs and look after this. I took one of the boxes off Tara. It began to shake. Sky squeaked, don't worry, it's only Cleo. See. I opened the box a little and Cleo poked her head out, obviously unhappy about her transport arrangement. Sky took the box. There is also another cat up there called Riley, but be careful, they probably won't get along. Okay, she said, what are you going to do? I repeated, stay upstairs. Good girl. I will be back in a bit. Okay? Okay, she has gotten used to me going out now, understanding that we all had a job to do today. Can I come with you? She said. This caught me by surprise. Oh well, maybe when you will older. I stammered. She smiled happy at this and ran up the stairs. I turned to Tara, keep an eye on her, man. Sure, he said, I'm gonna call John and Toby, they will start moving stuff over here. The girls will be down in a second to help you move it in. What are you gonna do? I get the fun job. I'm the distraction, I said. I exited the building. A few creatures were already getting close to the building. I got their attention and began to draw them away from the building. They were slow as hell. I had time to light a fag, smoke it, stubs it out before I started to head for home. The plan was for me to lure as many as possible past our house, past the parking lot where the car was, and away from the area, so the others could load and unload in peace. I had acquired about 30 when I exited the parking area and called John. Give it 5 minutes and head out. Got it. I hung up. We proceeded up the hill. I had to be mindful of the creatures I had lured in front of me and any that may be lured to the noise coming from behind. I didn't want to be bit on the ass. I made my way up to a junction near a multi-story car park opposite the shopping center. I pull out of my satchel a mobile phone that we had acquired a few days ago, clicked the button, and it started playing Sweet Child of Mine at full blast. I then threw it onto the first floor of the parking area and took off running into the main town center. I stopped on the main road. There were more. I rang John. How's it going? I asked. First trip is done. Goanna need second or more though. Can I hear music? Yeah, you like it? I asked. More of a R&B man personally. I want to attract them, not make them run away screaming. I joked. Call me when you're done. I hung up and headed down the street and looked onto the shopping promenade. Glass shopping trolleys, dead everywhere. There were hundreds tightly packed. I wasn't getting past this. I picked up a brick and hurled it at the nearest one. Hey ugly! I yelled. Dead eyes turned in my direction. Oh shit, a sea of dead headed my way. I took another phone out and threw it in the opposite direction. I was heading back towards the last group and ran off past the pub. A large portion of the group was still following. My phone rang again. We are just packing up the last of the stuff. Where are you? Town center. I have made some new friends. They say they want to meet. Bollocks. I dropped my phone. One was fucking running straight at me. Help, help. She screamed. She wasn't dead. She was about my age, brunette, 5 feet 5 inches, pink t-shirt with a navy blue sports jacket over the top and navy blue tracksuit bottoms, like she was out for a jog. Hey! I yelled. God, you have to help me. She grabbed hold of my coat. Okay, calm down, I said. I'm Tom, you are? Jane. God, you have to help me please. Okay, quiet down. You're Goanna. Attract them. A moan confirmed it. 10 were ahead of us and this was a narrow section of road. There were dead behind us. We're Goanna die, she cried, and sank to her knees. No, we are not getting up. I pulled her to her feet. All I had on me was my bat and 4 mobile phones and a couple of cereal bars for a snack. Oh, you know about this? I picked up a shopping trolley. What are you doing? She said, can you walk? I asked. Yeah, but. Fantastic, I said. Now stay behind me. What are you Goanna do? You ever see that film, Die Hard? No? Oh, okay, then this will be original for you. Want to stay alive? Stay with me. Okay, let's go. I started to run with the trolley in front of me. She kept up while the dead were almost in a straight line. I attacked the far left of the line and crashed into what appeared to have been an old lady. I heard bones snap and it crumpled as I released the trolley. I hurdled the trolley and kept going. Help! I turned and saw the creature had a grip on her trousers. I ran back, extended the baton and hit the nearest advancing creature over the head. It staggered, but did not fall. I stomped the creature's head. Its hand went limp. I took Jane's hand, quickly, I said, and we ran hand in hand down the road, weaving our way through a less dense crowd. We met on the way. We looped round behind the first group of dead. I dropped a phone. This one was "Don't Fear the Reaper," very appropriate. I got a questioning look. "I too explain later," I said. My phone rang. Yes, Mr. Abernathy. John's sometimes nickname. "What the hell happened?" The phone went dead after you swore. "I found a survivor. We're almost back at the house. We will be at the flat in 5 minutes if you all done." "Yeah, we're done." "You bringing friends with you?" "Apart from Jane, no." "Is everyone okay there?" "Yeah, they're fine. Just a couple of boxes to move upstairs." "Awesome," I said. I hung up. We jogged back. Jane asked me a few questions. "There are others?" "A few, 7 including me." I didn't go in too much detail, thinking it could be a way of sizing us up as a possible target, maybe too many zombie books, but never hurts to be careful. "Why didn't you evacuate with everyone else?" I asked. "Couldn't get a ride?" she said. "Didn't want to walk with those things walking the street." I ran out of food and headed into town. That's when they saw me. I nodded. "We had arrived at the flat. Nice place." She said, "Well, with a few modifications it should be like a fortress," I said. I hit the call button outside, checking behind us. John answered and buzzed us in. Toby met us in the lobby. I introduced Jane to him. He said hi and we made brief chit-chat. Toby went to head upstairs. "Are you forgetting something?" I asked. "What?" "You haven't checked us for bites." "Oh, yeah. Did you and John check each other?" "No." "Get John down here now." I was angry. I was pretty sure that the bite could transfer the virus or curse or whatever this thing was. John came down. Toby went first. He pulled his top up, showing his arms, chest, legs, feet. He was clear. John did the same. While I hummed a stripper tune, Toby sniggered. Then came me. I knew I was clear. Jane was the last. "Do I have to?" "If you want to come in, yes you do," I said. "If you want, there are girls upstairs, they can check." She nodded. Jenna, Toby's girlfriend, and Lara, my ex-girlfriend, came down. Me, Toby and John turned round. We wouldn't look, but we were not about to leave the girls there unprotected. Lara came over to me. "She has a bandage on her left wrist. She won't let me take it off," she said. "She fell and cut herself." I sighed. "What do you want to do?" John asked. I turned round. "Jane, I'm sorry if you feel like we are invading your privacy, but we can't let you in here without looking under that bandage." It will get infected, she protested. We have a couple of first aid kits upstairs. We can treat it with disinfectant. I'm not showing you. Then you can't stay, I said coldly. Well, I'm not leaving. She sat on the stairs. Lara grabbed her by the hair and pulled her to the floor. Jenna walked over, pulled her arm out and ripped the bandage off. What we saw was clearly not a scratch, it was a bite. Jenna squeaked. Lara and John went pale. Toby said nothing. My mind crashed.